I've lost 2 homes in my lifetime. Both times, my independent agent and auto owners took care of me like someone takes care of family.
For whatever lies ahead, we're always there. Auto Owners Insurance.
California Stadium, the perfect backdrop to celebrate the legendary 1999 World Cup winning team. Fans pumped, excited today for the U.S. Women's National Team who are in town. Jill Ellis and the United States women one last opportunity to assess and progress. Today's opponent, the Red Flames of Belgium. The United States, Belgium, coming up next. Welcome to ESPN's coverage of the U.S. Women's National Team, brought to you by Volkswagen, the state-of-the-art facility, Bank of California Stadium. U.S. soccer fans out in force as today the United States taking on Belgium. And welcome in, everybody. I'm Glenn Davis alongside me. She's one of the 99ers, Julie Foudy. Later in the program, we'll catch up with Kate Margraf, also a 99er. And there'll be a lot today around that 20th anniversary of that wonderful World Cup winning team. But right now, the task at hand here for Jill Ellis, the coach of the U.S. Women's National Team, is really around the final slots on this roster.
Yeah, it's an opportunity, of course, and it's really a check on the depth of this team. And you're going to see 6 changes in the lineup from the Australia game. And most important is it's a chance for Jill Ellis to say, okay, where am I going to get my minutes? Where's my depth chart looking? And when you have the opportunity to play a front line like Press Lloyd and Pugh as your backup front line, that's a good embarrassment of riches for the United States. But really the strength, as we know, for this team, 61 days out from the World Cup, is going to be that front 3 that we saw against Australia. We saw in the She Believes Cup, Tobin Heath, Megan Rapinoe, and Alex Morgan. Rapinoe here, and their movement has been so good, drawing that back line across. When Alex Morgan can't finish it, it's Tobin Heath there to clean it up. How good that front 3 has been, and boy, have they been good. And that is going to be the strength for the United States when they get to this World Cup.
That is our Continental Tire Analysts Corner, and that front 3, world class, as we all know. Players walking out here today, they're wearing Nike uniforms with names on the back of young players that they have inspired. So this is a really wonderful moment here, sort of a passing of the torch, Julie.
I love it. Similar to when you saw them wearing women who inspired them on the back of their jerseys. Now it's that younger generation they're trying to inspire as well.
Crowd getting ready here. Belgium expected to get into the tunnel here shortly, and Nike tonight is taking over 2,000 seats here at the Bank of California in support of their Dream Crazier campaign. We have seen so many young women out here just idolizing their soccer gods, per se.
You have a lot of 99ers here as well with our kids, which has been so fun to see, idolizing this current team. It's so fun as a mom from that perspective to see your kids. I have a 10 and a 12-year-old boy and girl, and to see how excited they get for this current generation. Brandy Chastain, Christine Lilly, Joy Fawcett, some of those 99ers. I'm just happy I have a voice actually to call this game because it's been so much fun seeing all the old bags, as we call ourselves. There's Lil. Look at that handsome fellow. That's my son right there, number 10 years old, Declan.
Well, the ladies of that 99 team breaking barriers and inspiring the next generation of players, including this current U.S. Women's National Team. This is this wonderful intimate walk that takes place here at the Bank of California Stadium. Expected sellout today. There's a look at Megan Rapinoe. She will not play today, precautionary. So she is out, but comes off a wonderful game in Denver against Australia.
She sees the crowd recognizing her, giving a wave.
Carly Lloyd leading out the U.S. Women's National Team here.
And this team knows all too well 61 days, 2 months, an opportunity for these players. Allie Krieger getting her first start in 2 years. An opportunity for them to show they belong on that final roster.
Big opportunity for Belgium. They flew in here Wednesday. We'll start it off momentarily with the Belgian national anthem.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this time we ask that you please rise and remove your hats for the playing of the national anthem of Belgium. Ladies and gentlemen, please remain standing and welcome singer-songwriter Keisha Renee to sing tonight's Star-Spangled Banner.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we held at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets regular, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Tonight, Nike taking over 2,000 seats here at the Bank of California Stadium, and there are some of the fans that are here in support of their Dream Crazier campaign, which shines a spotlight on female athletes who have broken barriers, inspired the next generation of female athletes to dream crazy. And that is something that wonderful 1999 stuff today, catching up with some of the former, some of the the journey we talked about.
By taking surveys, I've made over $250.
I've gotten over $500 in cash.
Who doesn't need a little extra money?
Through the Swagbucks app, I can take surveys anytime, anywhere.
Introducing Swagbucks, the fun rewards program where it pays to share your opinion.
Do you feel like you have a little bit of a voice in what a company might be doing, what direction they might want to go?
My opinion is worth something on Swagbucks.
Enter Survey 10 when you sign up today and get a bonus $10 gift card. Don't wait. Put cash back in your wallet today at swagbucks.com.
Prescription eyewear can be really expensive, but here's a secret. Glasses don't actually cost that much to make. Surprise! Especially when you design your own eyewear and then sell it directly to your customers. Like we do. Oh hi, we're Warby Parker. Our glasses start at $95, including prescription lenses. And the best part? You can try 5 pairs for free at warbyparker.com.
Sold out of milestone in typical Alex strength. Here to beat 2 defenders and the keeper, becoming the 7th player in history to score 100 goals. At just 29, she has joined the discussion as one of the greatest to play. Her quality.
Right back, starter since 2018.
The Red Flames apply for a World Cup.
2-3-1, particular attention. May remember her from New York days. She won a title with them in 2016, played at Florida State.
Opportunity. Kickoff, earning the game's first goal. First 3-1-2 here in 2019. 3 win over Australia. Corner, this goes to the near post. Sauerbrunn got ahead on it. Now it's Lloyd who will knot it outside the 18. Carly Lloyd has beaten 1, has beaten 2. Still Lloyd. Good switch of play here. Does she have the legs to get there? Kristen Press, yes she does, to the far post. Just missing the run of Mallory Pugh. Somebody shot the gun, we're off to the races here. And this will be picked up, carrying off from a Thursday night game that was 5-3 and open as could be.
And you better believe these players who are starting tonight are gonna have some extra motivation to show what they can bring to this field tonight. Carly Lloyd with the early run, and this is going to be an animated starting 11 for the United States.
Crystal Dunn helped out wide there by Sam Mewis. Kierna Davidson, Christian Press, those two expected out of Stanford to hold down the left side of the field. Julie Ertz, who's normally the holding midfielder, dropping into that center back position, and Jill Ellis giving a run in that number 6 in Lindsay Horan. More on that in a minute, because here's Carly Lloyd driving into the box. Lloyd's cross will get cleared by Belgium. And Crystal Dunn has been playing as a left back, getting that opportunity to play in the midfield here today. So a lot of things going on for Jill Ellis.
Yeah, and you're seeing Horan, as you just mentioned. And this is Jill Ellis wanting to add some depth and say, okay, can I play Horan in that 6 as a backup to what Julie Ertz will be? Could I move Julie Ertz into that center back position to have a little freedom with that rotation as well? Could I move Crystal Dunn up? We've seen her do it with her Carolina Courage team so well in that higher attacking midfield position. And some of those unsolved questions, and really that depth chart, you want to get a little bit more settled before you go into that World Cup.
This press towards the end line, it's a stabbing tackle there, and a good one from Delusa. 38th cap for her, plays for Anderlecht. So remember these Belgian players on clubs like Anderlecht and Ghent, playing in the top division of women's soccer in Belgium. They got into a playoff. Got ousted by Switzerland, just falling short. 8 players play abroad for this Belgian roster as well. Just on a side note, at the start of this game, it was 3 a.m. back in Belgium. Well, as the U.S. women head towards France in the FIFA Women's World Cup, it's time to take a look now at our Volkswagen coaches' notes. What do you have for us, Julie?
Well, you know, the first one's going to talk about the defense, something that's going to be a hot topic for today. 10 goals they've allowed in the last 6 games. They allowed 10 all of the 2018 series of games. And when you talk to Jill Ellis, she says, look, I don't blame it all on the back line. These are fixable problems, and it's a team defensive effort. We've got to get it from all 3 lines. And the other one is just passing to penetrate. She says when you have as good a forward line, front line, and the amount of depth that we have, we should be looking to get forward quickly. We're not just passing to pass. The U.S. is passing to penetrate. So 2 keys she wants to see tonight.
Big switcher play. Mallory Pugh lays it on. It's a nice ball towards the back post. And steered away for a throw-in. Picking out there the run of Sam Mewis, and it was steered away by Delusa, who's been called into action a number of times already. Press. Still press. She got hacked down at the top of the box. Free kick, United States. 6 minutes in. The energy in the Bank of California Stadium is a 10 out of 10 right now.
And the play before this was Mewis trying to find press on that back post. I mean, that is such a problem area for so many teams when you have those 2 attacking center midfielders and Mewis and Dunn playing those roles today for the United States. If they can get forward, that is trouble for that back line. No one wants to track that run.
Lindsay Horan standing over this. Her 66th appearance today for the United States. Very fundamental to the United States women's national team midfield. Remember, she bypassed college and went directly to play for PSG. It'll be Horan. She's going for goal. And in the end, a tame effort handled there by Nikki Everard, the 23-year-old who plays for FC Twente in the Netherlands.
Lindsay Horan missed all of She Believes Cup with that quad injury that happened right before that tournament. So she's going to have some managed minutes, probably around 60 today for the U.S., but playing in that deeper role today, something Jill Ellis wanted to see her in as well.
And Krieger knocked it forward. Carly Lloyd was trying to hunt that ball down. Good pressure here from Davidson. He's turning the Belgian player away and just got that arm up and gets called for the foul. Only 20 years of age. Davidson, a defender for the Chicago Red Stars. Press stepped up. Davidson steps up. The U.S. just looking sharper to the ball here so far. Sort of expected Belgium to be in a lower block defensively today.
And Jill Ellis actually was hoping they would be in a lower block because she said that's something we obviously are going to see in the World Cup. And really, they're almost sitting in like a 4-1, 4-1. We saw United States go into that at the end of that Australia game.
Lloyd just using her power to win it back. She stripped the defender. Goes to the far post. It's cleared. Belgium under heavy, heavy pressure here. Bending but not breaking so far. 8 minutes in. Sauerbrunn and Ertz. That's going back to that wonderful pairing that won the 2015 World Cup before Julie Ertz was moved into midfield. And again, as Julie mentioned, today Lindsey Horan playing the deeper lying, holding defensive midfield role. Because Jill Ellis saying, you know, we have to have a backup for Julie Ertz and someone who's going to be comfortable in that role. Here's Ertz now. Pugh. Lost control there, came off the bench in wonderful fashion on Thursday to produce 2 goals. One of them 30 seconds after she came on.
Her very first touch. I said, how good was that in front of your home crowd there? She was honestly, I couldn't believe it. My family was like, what? What was that? She goes, I don't know.
Lewis' ball. Off the mark. MLS Match of the Week presented by Audi. Saturday, Allianz Field, Darwin Quintero, Minnesota United hosting New York City FC. That's the opening of that new beautiful stadium. 5 Eastern, 4 Central on ESPN2, ESPN Deportes, and the ESPN app. Check out ESPN FC on ESPN Plus every day. That would be Taylor Twellman and John Champion, I believe, on the call of that one. Another free kick for the U.S. Pressure continues here 10 minutes in.
And this Belgian team is not a team that concedes many goals. They've been undefeated in their last 10 games, 6-0-4, and 6 shutouts in that span. But the U.S. is just knocking right now.
Davidson, diagonal ball. It's going to be easily headed away. Second ball. Players getting in the way of each other. Ball gets whipped in again. It goes through everybody. Carly Lloyd with her hands to her head, wanting that one back. And Sauerbrunn coming over to extinguish the counterattack. Belgium maybe with a little bit of space to play here, but Sauerbrunn's going to leg this one down. And as much as we've talked about this incredible attack and a lot of what we think are the 3-pronged attack are on the bench here to start this one, the starters. Defensively, what are some of the reasons you think the U.S. has been conceding more goals?
Well, I think you've had some injuries, of course. You see Kelly O'Hara, who I think if she is in that starting lineup against Australia at right back, with Crystal Dunn on the left and Abby and Dahlkemper and Becky Sauerbrunn in the middle, that's probably your starting back line. But she's had some trouble getting back. Tierna Davidson, who was doing so well in that center back position, broke her leg in her collegiate season in the fall. So you've had some rotation there that hasn't helped. And I think positionally they've been all over the place. It's something they talk about it from the 3 lines. I think that back line, though, positionally, we're just seeing them very disjointed. And it's obviously it's something you want to happen now, though.
Yeah, it's been very open games. I mean, could this be a United States team that goes to this World Cup and just scores people from a goal-scoring perspective while maybe conceding a few more? I mean, that would be much different than 2015, right?
Well, and that's the thing is really 2015 was won on the backs of that back line and their goalkeeper and Hope Solo. So it's a very different formula if they are going to go in that way. but they clearly need to shore things up on that back line. And as I said, I think this is the time you say, okay, these are fixable issues, but this is an issue we need to address.
Mr. Jung enjoying getting a run in midfield here today with a switch of play. Here's Ali Krieger, who may be the player out here today who has the most to gain with a good performance. Comes Central, Mewis, switch of play. Davidson one-times it to the far post. Carly Lloyd was ghosting in there to the edge of the 6-yard box. The one-time ball from press.
And there you see Sam Mewis just finding that little seam in between, which is the perfect spot in which Jill Ellis wants to find her a little bit higher, able to turn and get her head up.
13 minutes in. Belgium now with a little bit of good combination play. They've been able to advance some players forward here. Ernst is going to knock the header towards Lloyd. And she took a little bit of grabbing there from Julie Beesman. 60-second cap for her today for Belgium.
You see Carly Lloyd there. She's only had 34 minutes in terms of play time in 2019. 36 years old. She'll turn 37 this summer at the Women's World Cup. And that's going to be another question that Jill wants answered, Jill Ellis. And how many minutes? When does she come in? How effective can she be? Because we know, and we've seen it from Carly Lloyd, big goals and big moments.
This one clipped into the box. The header stayed in. Oh, it's a fantastic goal. And you called it. Carly Lloyd has scored again for the United States. It's her 106th goal.
We saw her miss one earlier, and you could see she was upset about it. She wasn't going to miss a second. Look it, well marked. She just skies over her and puts it in the places it in the corner. And that's the thing and the element that Carly Lloyd brings. And especially, she's her best when her back is against the wall. We've seen that with her time and time again. You count her out, she will come roaring back.
By the way, she was marked well on that play and just got up and above Helen Jock, the 30-year-old defender who plays for Fiorentina. Spectacular goal from Lloyd, producing the aerial game. In the box it comes again. It's steered away here. Constant pressure now on Belgium. This one headed away again by DeLusa. It'll be a U.S. corner here.
And this is Carly Lloyd fighting for minutes. You know she's going to be on that roster, right? The question mark for her is how many minutes can she endure over the course of this World Cup, and at what point do you put her in? And this is her saying, put me in.
Carly's last goal, October 7, 2018 against Panama. Press, Sauerbrunn. Well, all kinds of time for Davidson to get the crossing. Ricocheting through everybody. It's some pinball wizardry there. It's still the United States. It's Carly Lloyd now. She goes down, not going to get a call. Maybe a chance to break out here for Belgium. Trying to get some numbers in front of the ball. They're going to get it switched out wide here. And not able to control it was Kaiman, who has 34 goals, who plays for Montpellier. ESPN's coverage is brought to you by Volkswagen, presenting partner of U.S. Soccer.
And boy, is that going to be a good matchup on the right side of the U.S. back line. Krieger against Kaiman. Talked about Kaiman in the open. 9 goals to lead the Belgian team in World Cup qualifying, almost getting them to their first ever Women's World Cup. And good positioning on that last play by Krieger. Little counter by Belgium. She tracked that one down, chased it down.
Ernst, Ali Krieger now. Krieger today earning her 99th cap. Oh, what a turn from Crystal Dunn now. She's got her head up here. turn this one towards the end line. It's going to go out for the goal kick for Belgium.
It really is remarkable when you think about the number of lines that Crystal Dunn can play, and on either side, in any position. I said at one point, Dunner, you're going to be in goal. I know it. She's like, I actually think that sometimes.
Well, let's not forget, she's got 24 goals, just to kind of further validate that consistency, because she has played as an attacker a lot for Jill Ellis as well.
And so good on all three lines.
Davidson, 20 years of age, has just beaten two. And rather easily. Cross will come back to the 18, no one there. And that's going to stop the counterattack there. As Sam Mewis with the tactical foul. Coming back to Crystal Dunn, we heard Jill Ellis when we spoke to her yesterday talking about investment in players. That's one of the players she truly invested in.
And rewind 4 years to the last World Cup. That was her last cut, was Crystal Dunn. She was the last one they cut to not make that roster. How much does that one hurt? And then she came roaring back. MVP of the NWSL, playing so well, and basically said, look, I will play anyway, but I want to be on this roster. And boy, does she deserve to be on this roster.
That's a remarkable story that is fittingly perfect for today's Dream Crazier campaign, I would say. And of course, Crystal Dunn looks to be penciled in as a starter at left back, because I kind of believe that lineup on Thursday is pretty much what is the first team lineup for Jill Ellis.
Minus a Kelly O'Hara if she can get healthy again, and by all indications, her ankle is getting better.
Sauerbrunn ran it forward from her center back position. Here's Dunn now. She's teasing and tormenting two. She's created space. Can she get a cross off? Took a deflection. Oh, it's a goal! Carly Lloyd's putting on a show here in Los Angeles.
Crystal Dunn, many players would see 3 reds in front of them and push that ball backward. She says, no way, I'm getting to that end line. And not only am I going to get to that end line, I'm going to find a player in that box. And once again, well-marked. A well-marked Carly Lloyd, just getting up and snapping her technique with her head, as we've seen for so many years. So good. Finding the corner. And that is a fired-up Carly Lloyd.
2 goals in 6 minutes for Carly Lloyd, both in the air. And she has personally made a statement here inside 20 minutes here. Sauerbrunn, Davidson. Becky Sauerbrunn has just silently, humbly gone about doing her business tonight, her 155th cap. Speaking of legendary careers, she's had one as well. Belgium arrived here on Tuesday after an 11-hour flight. They did some fitness work Wednesday, got into regular training on Thursday. Yesterday did a double session. We're in here in the stadium last night. Country that's rising. They're preparing for Euro 2021 qualifying, which will begin in the fall. Their first match will be against Croatia.
When they qualified Belgium for that 2017 European Championship, it was this boost of energy to the country. We've seen, obviously, what they've done on the men's side. Roberto Martinez, one of our ESPN colleagues there now, they're ranked #1 in the world. But the women's side has struggled to gain any traction until they qualified for that European Championship. And boy, I was talking to Roberto on email, he said the response from the country was tremendous. And the youth development that's happening. There's only 30,000 registered players in Belgium. But definitely on the upswing, as you see in so many of these countries.
He's saying a very good team technically, very well put together by the coach Yves Serniels. The area that they'll have to bridge now is athletically, which we have seen many European countries do over the years in dramatic fashion.
They don't have the pace, they don't have the skill.
Want to go out of play. Let's go to Kate Markgraf, who has a special guest.
Yeah, quite a special guest indeed. I'm standing here with Mia Hamm, one of the greatest soccer players in U.S. history. Mia, thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks.
Now, you're a part owner of the stadium. This is a pretty nice space. What's it like to host the U.S. team here?
It's an incredibly proud moment for us. Obviously, we're proud of the product we put together here at LAFC, but to have the caliber of the international players that we have here today is special. As a former member of this team, but obviously someone who loves the game of women's soccer. So for the fans here to be here, and for my teammates to see this great stadium we've built in the heart of Los Angeles means a lot.
We'll get back to 1 second. So with an exciting opportunity just like that passing by, many more going on against Belgium. My question is, this team around us is such a special group. The 99ers came together and had incredible chemistry, which led to our victory. What do you remember about that year and the challenges we faced to overcome to win the World Cup?
I think, we had to deal with the pressures of playing at home, but also, at different times, people playing in different positions, injuries. But more importantly, I think for us is just coming together as a team. You work so hard to accomplish and win the World Cup. Everyone has to be on the same page, and I think a lot of the times it's easy to get distracted, but we were committed to each other, committed to the task at hand, and we really put everything we had into making sure that belief was there every single day.
Now the U.S. Players Association and U.S. Soccer is hosting this weekend in celebration of 20 years since winning the 1999 Women's World Cup. What similarities do you see between the current team and us?
I think you have so many players. They can play different lineups and give the opposition different looks. You have players that are incredibly versatile, like a Crystal Dunn, who can play outside back, but also get forward and make Kelly O'Hara. So I'm hoping she gets healthy. And they have grit. So I think when you go through a tournament, you have to have the ability to overcome, downsides, obstacles, and these players have that. And so I'm excited to, just like there, to get it started and see how well they do this summer.
All right, thanks, Mia. Enjoy the game.
Thanks.
Our thanks to Kate and our thanks to Mia Hamm. When Mia talks, people listen. It's kind of like you, Julie Foudy.
Oh, right. Just like it. How about her rocking the Sam Mewis jersey, too? Because Mewis wore her name on her back for that game when they were recognizing female role models.
U.S. off the corner here. And it's another header. It's a third goal. It's a third aerial goal here. This time it's Lindsey Horan.
And just so much time there for Lindsey Horan. That marking, as you're seeing, too much space, but she does well to get this one on frame, and especially as you're backpedaling like that with a floated ball, it's hard to get pace on it. But Belgium not tight enough on that set piece, that corner kick, and Horan punishing them for it.
8th international goal. Her moment here tonight, tempo setter. 2018 NWSL MVP. Lindsey Horan has a goal to go along with 2 from Carly Lloyd. Laughter permitted with Julie Foudy. The podcast.
Oh, hey, hey!
start laughing.
Little podcast promo.
New episodes weekly. You can listen on Apple or Spotify. Congratulations.
Well, thank you. Do you know who our last guest was? Our latest guest, Glenn Davis?
It was Mia Hamm.
It was Mariel Hamm, one of the funniest humans I know. You will laugh a lot. It's permitted.
Pugh, top of the box, left-footed shot, bent in and held. Good handling there by Nikki Evron. And Mallory Pugh cutting in on her left here.
Pugh, 3 goals, co-leader of the team this year in 2019. Had an interesting conversation with her actually yesterday about the starting, non-starting position and how she said I started overthinking it when I wasn't starting and I had to kind of back off and be, I was getting some anxiety. She was really candid about it and how that played on her mentally. And she said, now I've just tried to focus on, I'm just going to go out there and do my best. Whatever my role is, wherever I'm playing, if it's starter, if I'm coming in for less minutes. And she said, I was totally overthinking it. I feel like I'm in a much better place.
She will turn 21 on April 29th, so some pretty self-aware stuff she's talking about there. Youngest U.S. player to score at the Rio Olympics. Had that beautiful, delicate chip, which occurred in that 5-3 win off the bench. Lindsey Horan getting dumped there. Picked up the 3rd goal in the 26th minute for the U.S. And Belgium's been under siege here for the majority of this, Julie.
We haven't even talked about their number 9, Tessa Woolert, who is their Belgian Player of the Year. She plays in that target position, and she, like Kyman, is another game changer. Hasn't even had a sniff of the ball this game.
Still done now, dropping into this left back position. Off and running is Sam Mewis, who is alive today. That shot will go over the top. 2 NWSL titles for Mewis. Tonight, her 47th cap. Has a very talented sister, Christy Mewis, who plays in Houston with the Houston Dash, who's recovering from injury.
Another national teamer who's come through, especially the youth national teams, Christy Mewis, but Sam Mewis can hit that from distance. We've seen her do that. It was fun to see her reaction with Mia on the field. We got to go down and watch their practice, of course, with the current team, and then we had this big interaction, a big reunion picture, and Sam Mewis was so cute. She was so excited to see Mia.
So the U.S. have dropped Crystal Dunn to the left back position. They've slid Davidson into the middle next to Sauerbrunn, and Julie Ertz has gone back to what has been familiar to her in recent times, that sort of holding midfield role.
And this is a rotation that Jill Ellis has wanted to use and be able to be flexible in this regard.
What's your play here now? Gochin's still into the box, and touch goes long. The left back going box to box that time.
It was Ertz actually coming back from midfield to clear that ball. So Ertz will go in that holding center midfielder Horan, and Mewis a little higher.
Could that be the way they play with those two next to each other?
Rose Lavelle, we should mention, out with an ankle knock. That happened actually yesterday in practice.
He's a late scratch because she was expected to start tonight. Here's press. Riches of attacking talent, remarkable. Lloyd with the big switch. He's going to get cut out. Just coming that little bit quicker for Belgium here. That's put them under duress a lot. Krieger's cross. Masipa. Free kick bundled to the ground there was Lindsey Horan.
Masipa, one of the young stars for Belgium, clumsy on that. Clearly a foul.
Sebo plays for Ghent. Press. And Kierna Davidson stand over it. Look at Mickey Everard. Clip to the back post, a header, that's goal number 4. It is an aerial onslaught here. Header after header going in. And this time, it's Sam Mewis.
And Belgium just cannot stay with the United States in the air. Dominant all over. Carly Lloyd with the first 2 with her head. Horan was the third, and now Mewis getting in on the party. And on 3 of them, it's basically been the U.S. just out working them, out jumping them.
Yeah, that's a great point. They haven't been clear headers. I mean, there are people getting up and over defenders.
Horan's was clear, but the other 3, no. I mean, they were tight marking this.
34th minute, a 4-0 lead for the United States. Krieger. Dunn, press, works a 1-2, gets it back. Here's Kristen Press, she can fly. They square it back. The Sipo for Belgium will clear. Obviously, without being disrespectful to Belgium, it's a step down from Australia.
Clearly a step down. I would say, though, with the Australia game, the one thing the U.S. is going to take away from that, I heard Alex Morgan, I talked to Alex Morgan yesterday about this and her 100th goal and how pleased she was to get that out before the World Cup, but it's the fact that they came back from being down. They were down 2-1, even though they gave up 3.
Carly Lloyd will knock it back. Lindsay Horan. Outside of her foot to Lloyd. Lloyd, she does have power. Posting up was Press trying to get it back to Lloyd. Still Kristen Press here. Krieger. Get across him, headed away. Now, if you're making decisions on the final roster spot, and we'll get back to that in a second because Belgium breaking out here. Get things going is Ravina Filchins. Again from that left back position. And the offside flag was up. Big start for Carly Lloyd here today. 2 goals inside the first 20 minutes. She's climbed up now to tie Michelle Akers on the all-time scoring leaders list for the U.S. Women's National Team. Let's go to Kate Margraf, who has the legendary Michelle Akers.
Yeah, speaking of Michelle Akers, I have the privilege of standing next to her. It's very hard to get a hold of her to interview her. She's the most popular player up here. Michelle, what's been your favorite part of this weekend?
The favorite part for me has been being with you, being with our team, being with these guys out there playing on the field and kind of reconnecting and enjoying and celebrating what we've accomplished, but what we're looking forward to in this next World Cup.
Now, you won 2 World Cups, but not consecutively. You won in 91 and 99. How hard is it to repeat, and what can this team do to become back-to-back champions?
When you win 1 World Cup, everybody's gunning for you. It's super tough to win back-to-back. So I think for this team, leadership, poise, focus, finishing their chances, defense, pulling it all together at the right times, and miracles. And listen, our hearts will all be out there with them. So it's going to be tough, but rooting for them, praying for them. We'll see what happens.
All right, thank you very much.
Thanks.
Thank Thank you, Kate. Thank you, Michelle. If you don't think she bleeds for the U.S. jersey, after that interview, we'll take you to a doctor.
And you can hear everyone losing their voice as well. Brandy, wait till we get her on. She barely had a voice coming into this game. It's fun because we just never get to do this as well. This is the first time we've had 18 of the 20 together. The only two we're missing, Tiffany Milbritt and Carla Overbeck, which I'm not happy about, you two. It's such a neat group of women.
You guys have been involved in so much media work here and events, but also just having a great time together. You can see the wonderful chemistry even after being apart for so long.
And it's seamless, it really is, with the kids as well. All of us with our kids hanging out, everyone's got their family here. It's just been so much fun.
Big switch of play, here's Masipa. Join in was DeLusa. Beastman's. Boy, just too big, too strong, and powerful. 39th minute. Here's Sauerbrunn now. This crowd has been engaged. It's been active, it's been physical, it's been acoustically noisy here, both on and off the field here today. It's lived up to it.
What a great stadium this is.
Gorgeous stadium, home of LAFC, which Mia Hamm is a part owner of, and LAFC off to a great start. Off the toe, Pressel trying to bend it in. It's a game that's also brought out a lot of stars here. John Legend and Chrissy Teigen in attendance here.
Their daughter as well. Have fun. Love those two. We're hearing from our producer, Todd Kulis, they got yelled at, the daughters, for dancing on the field too close. I think that should be celebrated, actually, Glenn.
There's been a lot of jerseys moved here today, I think, too. Is there anybody outside of us not wearing a U.S. Women's National Team jersey today? 41st minute. It's been one-way traffic here in the United States. 14th minute, 20th, 26th, 33rd. Glenn Davis alongside Julie Foudy, Kate Margraf, the third member of our team here. This is the last match for the United States before they will pick their roster and then play in their final 3 games before heading to the World Cup.
Kate just hanging out on the sunset deck. I bet putting a few back with the girls up there. With the 99ers hanging out. That's a good gig right there Kate has.
Here to Davidson. Goes into midfield, Haran. Just dropped it. And it'll be collected. So halftime, what's coming up? Because I know you've been the choreograph agent around all this interesting halftime activity.
I just know we're going out onto the field. I don't sweat the details. Just tell me where I gotta go.
Legacy of the 99ers and the 99ers 20th anniversary celebration. You're not gonna want to miss this at halftime. Dunn will go back to Alyssa Mayer, who we've hardly mentioned here in the first half.
You mentioned earlier, Glenn, rightfully so, this isn't obviously the level of Australia. And we were talking about how Alex Morgan pointed out how proud she was. She said, literally, I thought we lacked the grit as a team in the She Believes Cup. And even though we did concede those 3 goals, what we did show was a mentality and grit that we're going to need. And I think that's something that they're going to build upon in these last 2 months, 61 days out for this World Cup.
Yeah, we're basically 2 months away from it. Do you think this will be the most competitive World Cup ever?
Absolutely. So many countries now investing more in their women's game.
What a summer it's going to be. Sauerbrunn. Krieger. Off the turn. Pulled away from Lloyd. It's picked up by Krieger, who's trying to join in here quite a bit. Here's Crystal Dunn now. Started the game in midfield, moved to left back after the third goal. Dunn will get to the end line. She'll hang a cross up. And remains in. No, it goes out for the goal kick. USL is back on ESPN News. We'll have Memphis 901 and Atlanta United 2. Wednesday night, 8 Eastern, 7 Central. It's also available on the ESPN app. You can watch it anywhere. And for all your soccer needs, don't forget to check out ESPN FC on ESPN Plus every day. Watch a lot of games on ESPN Plus.
A lot of continents.
This is our life.
A lot of countries.
It's amazing. You can watch every tier of the game here in the United States. You can catch up on all your MLS, Italian Serie A. Stepping in front there to win it was Jack. All right, Julie, I'm going to take command here as the play-by-play guy and say you have to make your way down to the field.
Oh,
so
man.
we will
It's
see you.
You're not the boss of me.
We will see you later.
Gladly, I'll take this headphone off.
Well, my boss, the producer, Todd Koulis, just told me, so I'm just the messenger here. Don't beat me up. Here. Here's Mallory now. Little shake of the hips. She'll knock it back here. Lindsey Horan picking one up in the 26th minute. All 4 U.S. goals here in the first half coming via the aerial game in the head. The final roster will be picked prior to the May 12th beginning of the send-off series. Starts with South Africa, then New Zealand 4 days later on the 16th of May, and then May 26th, Mexico at Red Bull Arena. Of course, the U.S. in a group that includes Thailand, Chile, and Sweden, with Sweden the biggest competition in their final group game. No stoppage time here in the first half. Cross will come in. Lloyd trying to get a third. Goes out for the goal kick. And with that whistle, Carly Lloyd, a pair of goals to get things going here. The United States dominating here in the first half against number 20 ranked Belgium. Sam Mewis getting one. Lindsey Horan getting one as well. And we will take a break here from Bank of California Stadium. Legends are up next. ESPN's coverage of U.S. soccer is brought to you by Volkswagen. As we welcome you back to Bank of California Stadium, United States, a 4-0 lead over Belgium. All 4 goals scored via the head in the first half. 2 by Carly Lloyd, 1 by Lindsey Horan, and 1 by Sam Mewis. 2 changes for the U.S. Ashlyn Harris going in goal. Abby Dahlkamper coming in at the center back position. 1 for Belgium. Elena Dunk will come in as a striker. Alex Morgan also making her way on. Game on here in the second half. As already, Dalkamper showing you her range of passing. She started against Australia on Thursday, partnered with Becky Sauerbrunn. That is what we expect to be the starting two center backs. And June 11th, when the U.S. takes on Thailand. Moran. Number of changes here, 6 allowed for both teams. Kristen Press can't get there. Through the substitutions here, Alex Morgan, who got her 100th goal on Thursday, picks up her 160th top today. And the 29-year-old, such a huge piece of the United States in this summer's World Cup in France. Belgium has 5 changes available to them still. The U.S. has 3. What a wonderful halftime presentation that was with the 99ers. Dalkamper. Ali Krieger, she's going to go back. Dalkamper is going to shield that, so Ashlyn Harris can come off her line. Tonight she picks up her 21st cap. Neva. A little bit of flip there to Masipo now. And Filchins. It's a little bit of possession here for Belgium, but it has been difficult for them to carve out a singular chance here tonight. Making it back from the field. That is some quick work, is 99er Julie Foudy-Blatt. That was a wonderful halftime celebration.
Oh, so fun. So fun. Oh. Still got a burst too, Glenn. How many minutes did I miss? 2? 2.5. Not bad.
Not much. You got up here very quickly. A couple of changes here, Julie, if you don't know. Dalkamper is on. Alex Morgan is on. For the United States, and Ashlyn Harris has come in goal. So Jill Ellis making some changes here, giving opportunity to a number of players here tonight like we expected.
So great to see Alex Morgan score that 100th, and she said yesterday that she said they were kind of coming easy in the 80s and 90s, and then I get to like 98 and it started to slow down, and then I started thinking about it. She said, so I was happy to get that over with before the World Cup, to reach that milestone and not have to carry that one, because I can remember with Mia, that was a big deal as well. The pressure of getting to the 100th, and what a club she joined. The 7th member among those legends.
Sipo's going to try to lay this on. Ashlyn Harris will get a touch here. A very important role. It's the backup going to the World Cup this summer. Big switch here. Carly Lloyd has got some space here. Morgan fights to win it back to Carly Lloyd now. Dalkamper. Cross is cut out. Mentioned early in the first half, Megan Rapinoe not available here tonight, did not train yesterday. Kelly O'Hara, another one to be thinking about, had the ankle surgery. And let's go back to the outside back position today here, because how much can you really take out of this game? Because essentially you really haven't been under a lot of pressure, certainly from a defensive standpoint.
It's a great point. I think if you want to really see where Ali Krieger is in the depth chart, you got to put her in against Australia. That's why I think a lot of fans were clamoring for that, to see where she's at. I mean, it's nice to get some confidence in minutes, but
U.S. on the attack. We'll get back to that in a minute. And easily handled there by the goalkeeper, Nikki Evron.
But the thing about Ali Krieger that you already know is she's got a wealth of experience, 2 World Cups under her belt, one in the 2015 World Cup as well, 2016 Olympics, and she brings a ton in terms of team chemistry. Super positive. The team, of course, welcomed her back with open arms.
Been there, done it. Right.
And talking to Ashlyn Harris yesterday, she said the thing people don't know about Ali Krieger is that she would wake up every day and bust her butt to train for this moment today because she knew she would get another look. And how many times have we seen a player who maybe gets cast aside for a year or two, and especially this is 2 years now since she's had a start, who say, okay, my run is done, I'm done. Right? I'm not going to train at the same level, I don't need to. And Krieger, to her credit, said, I'm going to be ready when that moment comes.
Morgan to Lloyd. Lloyd back on her right, back heel. Morgan clips it into the upper roof of the net. It is 5-0 U.S. The architect, Carly Lloyd. The finisher, Alex Morgan.
Sprayed wide to Carly Lloyd, seen in a different position, coming from midfield. And this is where Alex Morgan, you get that on her left foot, and she knows I don't need to put some pace on this. I just need to lift it over the keeper. What a nice little touch by Carly Lloyd. And to beat that keeper near post. The little finesse there. And that's the maturation as well of Alex Morgan, her 101st goal.
In 160 matches. Scoring 7 minutes into the second half. It's the very overmatched Belgium. 27th European nation the U.S. have played in their history in the first ever meeting here. Switch of play from Wooler. He's one of the more promising Belgian attacks here. Can they get ahead on this? No, it's headed away by Dalkemper. For that wonderful North Carolina Courage team, coached by Paul Riley. Anyone on the U.S. roster will go back and join their NWSL teams. Good work there for Krieger to cut the pass off. Belgium still alive on this attack, though. U.S. breaking out. U.S. getting players in front of the ball. Morgan sticks it towards the corner. Pugh's going to get there. Rather easily. Pugh's cross is blocked. And that's called passing to penetrate, taking the words from Jill Ellis from Alex Morgan.
And she says, why would we be passing to pass when you have the type of front three like we have and then 2 sitting on the bench who are equally talented? And look at that stat right there, Glenn, unbeaten when that woman has scored.
It's a pretty remarkable statistic, 60-0-10. Alex Morgan scores the United States. Press will knock it back. Krieger. That's a hard-driven cross to the far post. Nobody going to get there out for the goal kick. Go back and take a look at this Alex Morgan goal, the architect, Carly Lloyd.
And a nice little pass with her back heel. Morgan doesn't panic, doesn't try and hit it with power. She sees there's a little gap there. And it's on that favored left foot, as we know.
Five of those all-time scoring leaders here tonight in this building.
Yeah, Carly Lloyd actually bumped up to 107 on that list after tonight.
Pew. Taken off it by Deneva.
Yeah, think about that. 5 of them here tonight. I hadn't even thought of that.
Never happened before, I don't think.
I have to give a big shout out to Becca Rue, the executive director of the Players Association, because she's the woman who made all of this possible, and that's why you have those 5 legends here along with the 99 team. This is the first time the entire U.S. women's national team player, anyone who's played for the national team, has come together for a reunion like this. And what fun it has been.
On the other hand, I will look at it from purely a competitive standpoint. What an uplifting moment to present to the current national team ahead of what's coming.
Yeah, and it's so neat to get to spend some time with this current team. I, of course, get to do that with my work, but a lot of these 99ers and older alumni just don't get that opportunity.
Here's Krieger, played at Penn State. Krieger has played in a number of places. Played for Frankfurt in Germany, also played in Sweden. Pugh. How about assessing Mallory tonight?
I think her movement has been good. I think they have given Belgium a lot of time and space on the ball for the U.S. team. You're seeing them break it down. Would have liked to have seen her a little bit more involved.
Anticipation for France now, just by the day, continues to simmer and will ultimately hit a boiling point. ESPN's coverage is brought to you by Volkswagen, presenting partner of U.S. Soccer. Change going to be made here for Belgium. Maud Couturiels will come on. Off will come Helen Jock. 87th cap for Couturiels. And Shari Van Bella will come on for Davina Filchins. A World Cup type atmosphere here tonight. There's no question about that.
And you knew with all the changes in this group, with 6 changes, Jill Ellis trying to figure out, as we talked about in that first half more, the depth of this team and where she could put players and how long she could put players. You knew this was going to be a fired up U.S. team coming in here, especially some of those players are fighting for a chance for a roster spot. They're fighting for a chance for a starting spot.
Go to Kate Margraf, who's with the legendary goalkeeper Brianna Scurry.
Well, I'm here with one of the best goalkeepers in U.S. history, male or female. Bragg. We're heading to double overtime. PKs are looming. What was your mindset knowing as a starting goalkeeper, you're going to be facing some of the best penalty kickers from China?
My job was just to stop one. That's all I was thinking about. I knew everybody who was going to shoot a PK was going to make their PK, and my job was to save one. And it was just an amazing feeling, and I just loved it. And I was just really focused on that one thing and one thing only.
So that one that you had to save came in the third opportunity. How did you know that that was going to be the one that you could save?
Normally I have a method of operations where I don't even look at the kickers, and I don't even look at our kickers or their kickers. And that particular one, when I came into the goal, something in my mind said, look. And I knew that this was the one. I saw her come up to the PK spot. Her shoulders were down. Her head was down. She didn't look like she was really that excited about being there. And I just knew. It's hard to explain it other than that. I just knew.
So that win was one of the most significant victories in U.S. soccer history, in women's sporting history. How did that change the landscape for women in sports in this country?
I think our victory really did a lot, not just for women's soccer or for women in general, but for the world, honestly. I mean, so much more attention has been paid to women ever since that victory. I think what we did was we showed the world that women can be powerful, women can be strong, women can play a great athletic event and really influence and really inspire a world. And that's what we did. I mean, it's really amazing the different effect that we had on everyone, and not only women, but on men as well. And it's really, truly amazing, and I'm very blessed to have been a part of it.
All right, thanks so much for your time.
Thanks, Sam. Nice to see you.
Have I said how much I love these women tonight?
I think you have. Well, I like her point, though, because, when you watch the 2015 World Cup, and when you watch this World Cup in 2019, you have to feel very proud about 99 and what it did to influence investment into women's programs around the world. And I'm talking strictly soccer right now, and I know it goes beyond that. Belgium. You think you were a part of influencing countries to invest in women's sports? That's big stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I will say I am impatient and that I think it took a little too long. We thought that would be the catalyst that would tip those federations and those countries and change mindsets and cultures. And what we understand now is that shifting cultures and mindsets takes a lot more time than that. But you're starting to see that, of course. But those women, I mean, when you hear them speak, the perspective, and that's what I always loved about that team. It was so much more than winning. Of course, winning was important, and standing on top of a podium was everything to us, but there was a perspective about that inspiration.
Hold that thought. Here's Carly Lloyd. We know she has power. She also has found Alex Morgan. She whips it in. It's mishandled, goes out for the corner.
And they just understood the bigger picture in a way that makes me so proud.
Well, let's not forget you did it on and off the field as well.
Carly Lloyd again, finding Morgan, releasing that. What should be really an easy save for Everard. It's getting late and it's getting a little wet.
Just press now to take the corner. Cluster of players at the penalty spot. They all break off in different directions. It's punched down. Krieger couldn't get there. Belgium does not have a lot in front of the ball, which makes it problematic here. And it allows heavy collision here. Sipo and Lloyd. Lloyd's going to get a yellow card. To go along with her day of 2 goals via the head.
You can see how much this matters to Carly Lloyd. She's fighting in there for everything. Jessica McDonald playing up front now as well for the United States. And that's an element as well that Jill Ellis is looking at in terms of this is a raw talent. We've seen how good she has been at the professional level with the NWSL, but a player that can come in at the end of games on set pieces, great in the air. She's strong, she's fast. And finally getting her look at possibly going to her first Women's World Cup.
Ali Long also coming on as well. Remember back in 2017, the U.S. were trying out a 3-back system with her in the middle of 2 defenders on either side of her. So a lot of experimentation that went on since 2015. Here's McDonald. For all your soccer needs, check out ESPN FC on ESPN Plus every day. Start your free trial now by downloading the app or going to ESPNplus.com. Another corner for the U.S. Everard has been a human pinata today, peppering the shots from every angle. Header goes over the top. Let's go to Cape Margraff with Brandy Chastain.
Hi, I'm with Brandy. I'm trying to tell my teammates to not be doing shot, shot, shot as they're singing that. They're getting a bit crazy. Brandy, we are in the middle of watching the women play, but I always go back to the fact that this is the 20-year celebration of '99, that you were the 5th penalty kick taker. And if you converted it, we would win. If you didn't, then we would go with basically the sudden death. 6-6, 7-7. I was 10. I was terrified. So I was very happy you made it. But what was going through your mind as you approached the ball?
Yeah, I think, in those moments, you just rely on the work that you've done prior to that and all the support you know that you have. And literally in that moment, it was don't look at the goalkeeper, because she had psyched me out earlier in the year when we lost and I missed a PK against China in the Algarve. And I didn't want to give her that chance again. And everybody had done everything right. Rye made a save, all the kickers made their kicks, and it was just my turn to follow through.
So success is very rarely a straight line. You were on the '96 starting team that won the Olympics, then was cut and brought back. How did that feel to be the one that made that kick in that moment after what you'd been through in the previous few years?
Yeah, I think the number one thing I look to is the gratitude that I had towards Tony DiCicco, just to see that, that was a player that had won a World Cup, wasn't in the '95 World Cup, and he brought me back before the Olympics, and the trust that he had in me, I'm eternally grateful to him and his family. And to be honest with you, I love soccer. I've always loved it. I love it today. I get as excited about watching these women as I do about being with these players. And, I just wanted to contribute in any way possible. And what I loved about it is that Tony gave me a chance to make that kick. And I think that was a statement from him to me saying, I got your back. And that's pretty powerful.
So this team is trying to do something no American team has done, which is win back-to-back world championships. What advice would you give them to help them on their quest?
Yeah, I think stay the course. One game at a time. Stay together. No matter what the lineup is, no matter if you're starting, you're on the bench, you're coming off the bench, every player will contribute something to the outcome. And if you stick together, you're going to be doing great things, and I have you winning.
Thanks, Brandy.
You got it.
Wow, there's been some tremendous advice dispensed here today from all the 99ers. I love the fact that Tony DiCicco, the late great Tony DiCicco, is being mentioned here a lot tonight.
And his wife, I don't know if you saw that at halftime, Diane DiCicco is here in his honor, and 2 of his boys, Anthony and Alex. So that was really fun. We got to see all of them this morning, and of course the team is hanging with them tonight.
Krieger. He's got space, gets her head up, drives across to the far post, headed away. Did I see it? Of course I did. I was watching it up here like everybody else in the stadium. No. Here's Lloyd now, trying to line up the right foot.
Since your partner left you, I didn't know how much work you had, Glenn.
Into the box it comes. A chance for another here for the U.S. This will go wide. That was Alex Morgan. No, excuse me, that was Kristen Press. Trying to head it forward. This back four has been under pressure this entire game. such a struggle to get out of their own half.
And that's intentional, of course. That's something the U.S. has been working on a ton. You see Alex Morgan there tracking that ball, flying to the sideline. They take a lot of pride, those front three, whoever they are, in being that first line of defense. And it's a mantra that Jill Ellis has hammered in over and over again. That the best offense starts with a great defense from that front line.
The give and go here. This is one of the promising moments here from Belgium. And they're going to earn a free kick here. After that foray forward. Davidson will get called for the foul. So captively, this moment here tonight is most players, one would think that Belgium has had in the U.S. penalty area at any moment here today. 4 in the box right now. Sebo sits around the arc. U.S. defending this zonally and headed away there powerfully by Sam Lewis. 72nd minute. It's 5-0. The United States over Belgium.
And as great as the strides have been for Belgium, as we've talked about in these last few years especially, you can just see the difference in levels, can't you? I mean, this is a Belgian team that just narrowly missed the World Cup. Tied Switzerland and didn't go through, tied them twice, didn't go through on away goals in the playoffs for the World Cup. But there is a difference in class for sure. And that really, when you think about it, is going to be one of the biggest strengths of this U.S. team going into the World Cup, especially with how many games you play, is the depth. When you can start, press Carly Lloyd and Mal Pugh as your alternative front three, there's not a lot of countries that have the depth in that front line and that front six that the U.S. is showing right now. And we haven't even talked about Tobin Heath tonight.
Yeah, that's scary to think about. Tobin Heath is on the bench. The U.S. does have one more sub available here tonight, 73rd minute.
We haven't talked about Rose Lavelle in that higher position. I mean, injured. Both of those, Tobin Heath not injured, but Megan Rapinoe and Rose Lavelle out due to injuries.
So you'll see here that Sam Lewis is going to the far side of the field because she's being subbed out. A new rule, the player being substituted must leave the field to play at the nearest point on the boundary line. So
greatest
to make
rule
the long
change
run.
ever.
Yeah, keeps things moving.
Yeah, right? You hated that run across that field when you were in the corner.
Another one of the rules is yellow and red cards for misconduct can be issued to team officials. There's one more that we're going to need a little bit more time to explain. We might do it right now. On a goal kick and a free kick for the defending team in their own penalty area, the ball will be in play as soon as the kick is taken. So a player or an opponent, as long as they're started outside the penalty area or we're not given the proper time to exit the penalty, can play the ball before it leaves the penalty area. If this was played light across the box, McDonald or somebody could come in there and cut that pass out the minute it struck. Morgan. Press. Wooler. He's been coming deeper here to try and play make, and he's broken up by Davidson. Depth up front that you talk about. The big three of Morgan, Rapinoe, and Heath. You know, Morgan's surrounded by two dribblers like that and players that can penetrate and eliminate people and pull center backs off of Alex Morgan. That is just frightening.
And it's so hard to focus in on one of those players. Who are you going to try and put your attention to? Because when you do that, then you're going to get hit by another one, and all three have been playing confidently and scoring goals and great movement on both sides of the ball. I mean, the one thing you think about with that 3 is you got to stay healthy. It's been really the Achilles heel of Tobin Heath and Megan Rapinoe and Alex Morgan for so long. It's good news that when Rapinoe grabbed her calf against Australia, she says that this is just to be cautious.
Towards a penalty spot. Second ball, Lloyd is there. And as you mentioned before, those 3 work incredibly hard the minute the ball's lost. So there's no rest for opposing defenders. You can't turn the mind off for a second or two. Does that not get you ready for the World Cup this summer?
Right? So good.
Twinkling lights everywhere in the Bank of California Stadium. Of God Bless America here by the fans lighting up their phones. Oh, moment. Christian Press now driving into the box, tackled away.
I can only imagine what my teammates were doing on the sunset deck there, belting that one out.
And this may be the best ball we've seen to turn a U.S. defense here tonight, but recovering there to make the play is Davidson. Fractured ankle in January in the She Believes Cup. Elena Dunk, the second half sub, 21 years of age, plays for Ghent.
First test really for Ashlyn Harris. Jill Ellis has said Alyssa Nair is her #1.
DeLuce is going to get a cross in. Sipo trying to get ahead on it. Cleared by the U.S. Played the large majority of this game in the Belgian half of the field here today. Davidson gave it away. Bullard. Hyman will get a shot off, took a deflection and off the post. Remains in play. Would have been something for Belgium to take away from tonight. Cross will come in again. The header goes over the top. And wide. So the best moment there for Belgium. Let's go back to 1999 and these legendary moments. Shell Akers. And then Christine Lilly would head this off the line behind Brianna Scurry. Scurry would make the legendary save. Up would step Brandy Chastain for one of the most iconic moments in sports history. So what do you think about that, Julie Fadden, being a part of that?
Still gives me the chills. I just smile when I see that.
Best phase of play here tonight for Belgium. 80th minute. So let's look at the U.S.'s group here. in France. Thailand, Chile, Sweden. How about some thoughts on the group?
Well, looking at those first two games, those are 6 points, you would think, for the United States. And then you go into that Sweden game with both teams probably sitting on 6. And it's interesting because if you finish first in that Group F, you most likely will hit Spain and then France, which is France in Paris in your quarterfinal matchup. So there is talk of people saying, would you try and get second out of that group? But you still, I mean, that's a dangerous game to play. You're still going to hit probably Germany then if you finish second in that group. So I think you're going to see that third match in Group F going to be a doozer. And how about that if it turns out to be the United States and France in Paris for that quarterfinal? U.S., of course, losing to France 3-1 earlier this year in January, and it could have honestly been a lot more for France. It could have been a worse loss for the United States.
The French will have the support of a nation behind them. You know, 2015, how did you think Canada dealt with the pressure of being the host nation? I thought it gripped them a bit.
Yeah, it's hard. And that's the thing with the French team that we've always seen is that mental side of it for them. They've been consistent about getting to the semifinals or getting close, but they've never been able to get over that hurdle. And I mean, having lived through one where you hosted it yourself, it's a lot of pressure, especially in a country like France where they're trying to grow the women's game. So they know if they can pull off a successful tournament, it will transform their sport. It's a lot of added pressure with that as well. But so much fun to be able to play in front of your home crowd like that. Wouldn't change it for the world. Host every tournament if you could.
Well, it can manifest into so many good things, that additional support you get. Carly Lloyd trying to break her way through.
Good solid 80 minutes for Carly Lloyd right now. And I know we have said this is not this. It's not the level of Australia, but think about her night and how much she's been involved with. Those first 2 goals, the assist to Alex Morgan, playing in 2 different positions. She was up high in the 9 to start. Now she's in the 10. We were talking earlier, Glenn, about that 2015 World Cup. I think won largely on the backs of the defense for the United States. So this is going to be interesting. 2019, as we've talked about, 10 goals given up this year, conceded by the United States. They gave up all of 10 in 20 games last year in 2018.
Collective defending positioned the U.S. for that moment when Morgan Bryan was injected into the lineup. By the way, is not here, coach's decision. And the U.S. would then take off and go on and win the 2015 Women's World Cup with that remarkable hat trick in the final from Carly Lloyd. But the talk and positioning herself to win that was all based on collective defending. Zubonia, long on. Very long, knocks it back. Dahlkemper, McDonald to press. Switch a play from Zerboni. Davidson now towards McDonald. Experience being gained by these players now coming on for Belgium. Sarah Vaynants will come on.
It's John Legend again with his daughter on his shoulders. I've just been giggling watching them on the sideline here. They're literally at field level, and Luna has been dancing along that sideline. I think that's Stu Holden's daughter down there as well. Stu was down there with him.
It's good to see that crossover support from men and women's national team players, which you've seen. Morgan. McDonald. Big chance for McDonald to produce a goal here.
Morgan busting free again. Donald in the perfect position. She knows it's coming. Just couldn't finish it technically. And those are ones you don't even have to give much pace. You're just really redirecting it in.
All right, Laughter Permitted with Julie Foudy, the podcast. New episodes weekly. You can listen on Apple and Spotify. Who's the next guest? John Legend?
Right. Michaela Schifrin. Many would say the greatest skier of all time, even at just 24 years old. We actually were with her at her house in Vail this week. It was so much fun. Happened to get in a little snowboarding as well.
Press. Got some space. We'll square it back. McDonald trying to throw ahead at that.
I'll tell you what, though. I laughed so hard with Mia that I cried. I snorted. I mean, I listened to it a third time with my husband, and he was like, oh my gosh, you're laughing just as hard. Mia, the current episode, is so funny. She's just a character. A lot of people don't get to see that side of her as well. She's got one of the driest senses of humor. It's been fun.
Looking forward to it. I'm going to listen to it. After Permitted. This is a driven-in cross. It's too close to Ashlyn Harris. Was hit with good power, but handled there by Harris, who plays for the Orlando Pride. Played at the University of North Carolina, won 3 national championships there. Has also spent time playing in Sweden and Germany. NWSL season right around the corner. Begin its 2019 play. Allie Long, Sauerbrun's going to take this space here with a long touch. And we'll get it wide now here to Davidson. U.S. scored 4 first-half goals, all off the head. In the second half, they've produced 1. And that is your 5-0 scoreline against Belgium. They are intent on trying to take as much experience out of this game here as they can tonight.
I think as these players go back to their pro teams, I think the one focus will be, of course, on fine-tuning, but staying healthy. Getting Rapinoe back, getting Rose back, getting Kelly O'Hara back. Because if this is a team that's running on all cylinders, this is a team that's going to defend that world title. They have all the potential and the talent to do it.
Krieger. It's interesting because we asked Jill Ellis yesterday about defending the title in 2015. And her response was basically, every team's different. Not everyone who won the 2015 World Cup is here now. And 4 years is a long time.
Yeah, she says, we don't want to say defending. We're attacking. We're attacking. This is a new team. Go get it. Couple little tugs. Tug first, the tug second. That's when you just say, okay, equal tugs. Let's keep playing.
But, you know, that was reminiscent of Thursday night when Alex Morgan, just because of that explosiveness, just turned a defender who was a little bit comfortable.
Don't sleep on Alex Morgan.
Minute of stoppage time here. Press stands over it. She's going to clip it in towards the 6. The header's going to go in. Jessica McDonald, who had a great opportunity moments earlier, might be feeling a little relief after producing that header.
And that is exactly what Jessica McDonald can bring to the game. So good on set pieces. This is the 5th header goal for the United States. Not the prettiest of goals, rolls off the back of her there, but she's in there contesting. And the U.S. just so dominant in the air in the Belgian box tonight.
Third assist for Kristen Press. That will pull the curtain down tonight on this dominant performance from the United States. 6-0 winners over Belgium. Your thoughts?
I think they're going to derive a lot of confidence from that, from these 2 games. They obviously are going to shore up the goals, but they came back against an Australian team that was up. They put on a completely commanding performance tonight. And you look and say, okay, 61 days. Time to fine-tune, and that was a good one for the United States tonight.
About 2 months away from France and the Women's FIFA World Cup this summer. We'll take a break here from Bank of California Stadium in Los Angeles. We'll come back. We'll wrap it up here tonight. What a night it has been.
Taking surveys, I've made over $250.
I've gotten over $500 in cash.
Who doesn't need a little extra money?
Through the Swagbucks app, I can take surveys anytime, anywhere.
Introducing Swagbucks, the fun rewards program where it pays to share your opinion.
Do you feel like you have a little bit of a voice in what a company might be doing, what direction they might want to go?
My opinion is worth something on Swagbucks.
Enter Survey 10 when you sign up today and get a bonus $10 gift card. Don't wait. Put cash back in your wallet today at swagbucks.com.
Prescription eyewear can be really expensive, but here's a secret. Glasses don't actually cost that much to make. Surprise! Especially when you design your own eyewear and then sell it directly to your customers. Like we do. Oh hi, we're Warby Parker. Our glasses start at $95, including prescription lenses. And the best part? You can try 5 pairs for free at warbyparker.com.
Our MLS Match of the Week, presented by Audi. Saturday comes to you from Allianz Field. Darwin Quintero, Minnesota United, hosting New York City FC at 1:05 Eastern, 4 Central on ESPN2, ESPN Deportes, and the ESPN app. And for all your soccer news, don't forget, check out ESPN FC on ESPN Plus every day. As we come back here, the United States 6-0 winners over Belgium here. Julie Foudy, what did we learn here today?
I think we learned that Carly Lloyd wants more minutes, and she might get more from that. And we learned that the U.S. team is versatile. But what we didn't learn, because we saw players playing on all different lines, what we didn't learn is how versatile and how successful they would be against a top-level team. And that's the problem with the Belgian team today. Although a very good win, it wasn't the top tier that we've been seeing in the past.
5 goals via the head here tonight. What we also learned was that 1999 team was a pretty darn good team. Women's World Cup winners. They were here tonight. Nearly everyone on the team. Legends like Michelle Akers, Julie Foudy, Lori Fair, Brandy Chastain. For Julie Foudy, Kate Margraf, I'm Glenn Davis, our entire crew. Good night. From Bank of California Stadium in Los Angeles, the U.S. 6-0 winners over Belgium.